Hello, welcome to the channel once again. I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful end of the week. And what best way to end the week than to learn something new, to level up, and to apply into the market from now on. So, what we're going to talk about today is a simple way to instantly be more profitable. Even if you're currently not profitable, this can be a real game changer and part of your turning point. And that topic is break-evens. Yes, break-evens. As dumb as it sounds, before you come in and say, what are you talking about? I take my break-evens. Well, let me explain what I'm talking about. Because the fact that you take break-evens, it's not enough to guarantee that you're using them properly. So let me explain. Okay, so first of all, we need to know what a break-even means. A break-even is basically when you enter a trade risking, for example, $100, and when you exit your trade, you end up losing nothing. So basically, a break-even. You enter the same way that you exited. The main purpose of a break-even is to minimize losses and protect your capital. But also, we need to know how to effectively use break-evens, because if we're not, we could be missing out on profits or increasing our losses. So let me explain how to properly use a break-even. A break-even is used properly and is set at the point of entry, which will be this one in this case, when price has advanced enough, like this, out of your entry point, that if price was to come back all the way here to your point of entry, it will make sense for it to go back up and deliver. So basically, we're using our break-even properly when price has gone up, and if price was to come back, it wouldn't make sense for price to go back up again. So my advice here is that taking break-evens early on the long run, it will protect our capital more than waiting for price to reach higher, for example, your first take profit, 2RR, or something along those lines. And that way, actually protecting our capital and minimizing our losses. So like I said before, most of your successful trades will almost instantly deliver just like this, or maybe sometimes take a little pause, but almost instantly delivering. Instead of price dancing around your entry like this, and then it comes back, and then it delivers. That's something that almost always never happens. And I promise you, it will make you lose more than make some positive impact at all. So when price is moving like this, it will usually stop you out, and instead of delivering, you will take a loss. So what I invite you to do is when price is delivering and it reached around 0.8 to 1 RR, you set your stop loss to break even, and if price decides to come back to your point of entry, you already get out of your trade without losing anything. And yes, sometimes price will keep going up and you will be missing out on some profits, but on the long run, I guarantee that you will be protecting your capital and generating more profits. Now, let's see some examples. I'm going to take some of my backtesting trades to prove how it works. Okay, so we talked about two outcomes. Either it delivers instantly, or maybe it goes up a little bit, it pauses and it retraces maybe, and then it delivers. But this is what mainly happens. So in this case, it went a bit above, it went below, and it delivered. Funny enough, we had the two break-even before this, and we made sure that they were not losses by breaking even really early, which was 1 RR to 0.8, around that. Both of these trades were break-evens, and this one delivered properly. We can see another example here. Price went up above a bit, it had a drawdown, and then it delivered. It went slightly above, it retraced, and it delivered. We can see more examples here. Price instantly delivered and it never came back. Price instantly delivered. Price instantly delivered. And now we're going to see some examples of when price didn't deliver. As you can see here, price went around 1 RR, 1.1, 1.2, around that. We made sure that we set our stop loss to break even and we went out without losing anything. But if we didn't set our break even early, we would have been stopped out and took a loss. Just as right here, price went above all the way to around 1 to 1.5 R, then it went back down, But instead of taking a loss, we just took a break even. And same thing here. Price went above 1.5 RR and it broke us even. So this is how you properly protect your capital, and instead of taking losses, the only losses we're taking is commissions, sometimes a bit of spread, but that's about it. And I invite you to do the same, to look at your backtesting trades, to look at your most successful trades, to see that usually when price gets around 0.8 to 1, maybe a bit more, price usually tends to not come back. And when it comes back, it's usually a full loss. And that's why we set our break-evens early. Don't take my word for it. Look at your own trades and you will see that this is usually how it goes. Now, there's many things that break-evens help us with. One is our technical level, which is, for example, you see your equity curve. If you're constantly taking losses and not breaking even more constantly, you will see that your equity curve will look more like this if it's successful, because actually you can turn a non-profitable strategy into a profitable one just by breaking even earlier. But let's say that your strategy works and your strategy is successful. This is how a strategy that doesn't take break-evens early looks like. You go more back and forth, you take longer to reach new highs. As you can see here, your drawdowns are bigger, which if you're doing a challenge, it's gonna hurt you because, as we know, all prop firms have a drawdown rule. So if you're not good at cutting your losses short, you're gonna struggle to pass your accounts. And even on your live accounts, whether we like it or not, it will hurt us not only on the technical level, on your drawdowns, also psychological. Seeing your profits constantly being wiped out by your losses is not an easy thing to see. But instead, if you're constantly breaking even early, your equity curve will look like this. You will take smaller losses, less losses, and you will reach new highs faster and more constantly. This is how a strategy that breaks even earlier looks like. Of course, it varies, but it will look more like this than this, because you're cutting your losses short and protecting your capital. Alright, let's sum everything up. A break-even is basically when you exit a trade, you end up losing nothing. So for example, I reached $100 and I end up, when I exit the trade, losing $0. A break-even's main purpose is to minimize losses and protect your capital. A break-even is used properly and is set at the point of entry when prices advance enough out of your point of entry that if price was to come back, it will make sense for it to go back up and deliver. We take break-evens early, around 0.8 to 1.2 RR, as once it reaches this point in profit, it's more likely that if it comes back to our point of entry, it will keep going down to stop us out instead of continuing the move up. It will help you massively mentally as you're not losing constantly, and on your equity curve as you're protecting your capital while taking advantage of your big runners. So for example, this is an equity curve that is not constantly taking as much break-evens as this one. As you can see, the equity curve is worse. Mentally, it's gonna fuck you up more because you're taking more losses, it's going more sideways, and it's taking you longer to create new highs. The drawdown is also longer, so of course it's gonna mentally fuck you up. And this one, it goes more sideways, the drawdown is less, and you create new highs faster. And even though sometimes price will go back up to your point of entry, if you have this approach and end up delivering after, in the long run, we will be protecting our capital more and having more profits by breaking even earlier. So trust me on this, but also do your own homework and see for yourself that this works. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was of value, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.